Welcome back to the Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from AbaNPreach, Sneako, and Redp. You know, I kind of agree with a lot of what Sneako says. I also, understand how men can grow, especially when it's at his age. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. Let's get to that chow. It's chow time.
The hypocritical part about it is that we make fun of girls all the time for not controlling their sexual urges and being hoes all the time. Like, she belongs to the streets, all this stuff. You tell guys that they're losers if they don't go to the gym. They're losers if they play video games. You're a loser if you smoke weed. You're a loser if you watch sports. You need to exercise discipline. But when it comes to girls, oh shit, get a vasectomy because you can't control yourself, because you're not capable of exercising.
This whole vasectomy thing blows my fucking mind, by the way. Like, dude, like, I do know a lot of young men that do have vasectomies, though. I do know a decent amount. Not a lot, but a decent amount to say it's a lot within anecdotal. But I want kids. I think the legacy is the biggest thing.
Discipline. Why you have to be disciplined in every single aspect of life, networking, success, all this stuff.
And you
watching
can't wrap
sports,
it
playing
up.
video games. You need to be on your stuff. But for women, nut inside girls with after getting a transgender surgery.
See, we didn't quite lose Sneako there.
Honestly, it looks like the red pill is imploding very quickly. Recently, you saw Andrew Tate, or Tate calling red pillers autistic, and be like, don't ever associate me with those losers.
The men who are out here only trying to have sex with women and have no emotional connection, they're weirdos. A lot of this red pill, how to get girls stuff, a lot of them are like that as well. They're like, the peak masculine life is just to have a bunch of women that you barely know, and that's stupid. That's fucking ridiculous.
And that's the supreme leader of the red pill. And you're seeing a lot of people kind of abandoning ship. And so Sneako saw something recently and it kind of caught his attention. Let's listen in.
Said something yesterday on Twitter saying that men should get vasectomies in their 20s just to prevent this.
If you don't know what he's talking about Rollo Tomasi. He is the grand wizard of the red pill community.
They make it sound so bad when they say grand wizard, man. Come on, Abba.
He's supposedly the creator. He's written books on it. Basically some old geezer. So he said that people should get vasectomies if they want to be high value men very quickly when they're young. They should get vasectomies. Now, quick information on vasectomies. While they are quote unquote reversible, how reversible they are is based on the length of time that you've had your vasectomy. If you go past 5 years, the odds can drop anywhere from 90 to 30 to 40%.
Damn.
And even then, after you reverse it, being fertile, we don't know when it comes back. And so essentially, when doctors allow you to get a vasectomy, they're telling you this is not reversible. So you need to be certain that you don't want kids anymore.
Yeah, I had a friend that lied about it. He got it in his early 20s, and the doctors would not give it to him. So he lied and said he had 2 kids already out of wedlock with some chick or whatever. And they were like, well, okay, if you had 2 kids already, I guess you're okay. And then so they gave him the vasectomy. Yeah, they're pretty on it. They'll ask you questions about it and make sure that you're aware. Because remember, sterilizing a person is a huge deal. Like, companies get sued millions upon millions when, chemical spills or whatever it is sterilizes a person.
You should not think of it as a form of birth control that you can willy-nilly come in and out of.
Correct.
That's why
my friend that does have it never wanted kids, never will want kids. He just wants to live a fucking playboy lifestyle. He lives the playboy lifestyle. I have nothing against him. Like, people get to do what they want. He doesn't hurt anybody in a sense. Women throw themselves at him. I mean, he isn't hurt. Well, I mean, he's hurting something, but I can't judge him.
a lot of doctors, if you're below the age of 25, will not even consider you for vasectomy because they understand how life-changing it is.
Exactly.
Though you may not want kids.
Yeah, he did it when he was like 20, 21 or something. He had to go in like multiple times and do multiple consultations for them to actually accept, like I said, he lied to them and said he had 2 kids already. The motherfucker lied.
As a young man, they know you might change your mind. So quick little information about vasectomies.
He's right.
There you go.
I think that it's important to have family values and to prepare for eventual parenthood. What makes you high value? Other people's
100% agree with him right there. What's the point of making money What's the point of doing things and making a name for yourself and all this when you don't have kids, you don't have a legacy, you don't have things to take care of, things to protect? Like, I don't know, that's a big deal for me. Like, again, my family now, I don't have kids, but I take care of my brother, sister, my dad, their family. I want kids to keep taking care of things. That's what men are there for, is to take care of things. If you don't have things to take care of, then the fuck's the point?
Perception, having a lot of money, having a network, like, why does that matter? Why does being a high value man matter if you're not going to eventually start a family? To be a high value man,
agree.
The top 3 steps: avoid family creation, get a vasectomy, and have a network. It's just like the generic male self-improvement stuff, but like 2 of the top 3: get a vasectomy and avoid family creation. Do you agree?
When he says high value man, he's talking from the perspective of being able to be a playboy and get as many girls.
But why is that a priority over having a family? Like, why would that even be advice? Why would that be a male self-improvement advice? Be a playboy instead of raise a family? Well, we make fun of women all day for wanting to be girl boss queens and sleep around and have all this, and then you tell guys, be a playboy instead of raise a family. That's the same advice on the other side.
You know, if you guys watch my channel for a while, you know I've always wanted a family. Even though I've joined this space, I would be the manosphere space, you know, like Red Pill or whatever the fuck it is nowadays. Like, I've always advocated for families. Like, as much as I'm like, again, I also understand Midtown men. I don't blame you. Laws suck. You don't want to deal with it. Society sucks. I get it. You know. And then that's why I push more for passport bros, because at least I want men to have that choice and that chance to get a family and to have those kids. And the best way, at least if you don't want to deal with people in the West, you don't want to deal with the laws here, go somewhere else that are a little bit more favorable for us. You know, that's all I really advocate for. Like, I want men to strive for better and for families, because that's it. That's what makes the world go around, in my opinion, is families.
What?
Oh, I had nothing to say. I was just like, yeah, go on. Go on. Go on.
Low key, I did laugh a few times when I was watching this.
Yeah, which I understand.
Wait, why?
Well, because it's you, and then it's Sneako talking. So the only thing you hear is ka 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 ka. So see, you laugh. What'd you say?
That's foul.
No, that's what you laugh. You're laughing right now. So I know that's you. That's not. I didn't laugh. That's you laughing.
I'm gonna play with you guys.
You're gonna play with us? Hey, yo.
The most joyous moments of my life were coming home and then seeing all my kids around and then getting to spend time with them. And that divorce, going through that whole process, that really stole from me like what I realized was my biggest joy. I spend time with my nieces now. I spend time with my mom, taking her out to dinner, you know, showing her good stuff. And I realized like that's the stuff that matters for me.
Yes. I used to take my mom out all the time. Now I don't even have that privilege to do that anymore. People don't realize, like, you only get one chance with people, right? And one life. Once it's gone, you can't make up all those things anymore. You can't do things that you want to do. This is why you focus for family and you build towards family and you work with family. Because these are the most important people in your life. And the family you choose would be, which will also be your best friends and your closest mates. Those would be the family you choose. But the blood is pretty strong. The saying the blood of the covenant is strong, is thicker than water or whatever it is. I agree that even though they don't really know you and whatever it is, just that tie of blood within you gives you an in with them no matter what. There's families that I've never seen before. I go to Cambodia and they treat me as if I've been with them my whole life. Why? Because that blood is there. It is a strong bond. Not all blood. I'm not saying all families are good families and all families stay together and all families, do well and care for each other. But the strong ones do a very good job and they build long term.
I've had, if I get new one, it's not even, but when I spend time with my niece and I'm watching her like walk for the first time, or I'm seeing her say words, like that shit hits different.
So you giving up on your balls? Yeah, you're
Like,
getting tired. You're getting older. Like that's just like I'm too tired to fuck. That sounds.
That's when he was young, like the progression of Sneako, man, is so interesting to me, because I guess it took me years, a lot longer than him, to progress through all these stages that he's progressing through now. He's progressing through it within like a year or two.
Boring. I don't want to be. When I'm 32, I want to be fucking double the bitches I'm fucking now. I want to be having a bigger house, I want to be down the Hugh Hefner shit. That's what makes you excited. That's what keeps your balls going. Like you can't let go of that. You can't let go of your manhood at a certain age. If you give up on that, I'm like, oh, I like playing macaroni drawings with my kids.
You trying to say something?
Whoa. I would love to do macaroni drawings with my kid. Fuck you, Sneako. I know.
He was just clowning me, but that was the young him. You understand what I'm saying?
That was him 9 months ago. It just makes me laugh how drastic the changes in rhetoric, where it's like now he sounds like a Ben Shapiro clone. But look, I'm not mad at it because what he's saying is true. So at the end of the day, is the change genuine? Whatever. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to get somebody's head. Doesn't matter. People are encouraging people to be more community oriented and think more about things that are important in life. I support that kind of messaging.
Well, we make fun of women all days for wanting to be girl boss queens and sleep around and have all this, and then you tell guys be a playboy instead of raise a family. That's the same advice on the other side.
Because here's the thing: when you're a playboy, you're going to be better at raising the family.
Qu'est-ce que t'as dit, mon cher?
It is just like the motherhood thing and the being a wife thing. If you weren't intended to be a father and you didn't train or put your mindset to be a father, and then all of a sudden you became a father after you were a playboy and whatever it is, it doesn't make you a good father just because you were a playboy and did all that. There's 20-year-olds that are better fathers than you. Why? Because that was their goal in life, was to be a father. I don't know. Fresh and Fit sometimes just argue to make the red pill correct in whatever way possible.
More shit!
Being a playboy makes you better at raising a family?
No, you said the family. Which
family we talking about? Because playboys tend to have multiple families. And I'm going to tell you, those kids don't look at that dad and think, wow, what a wonderful guy. Ask a lot of women or sons or men what it was like to have a dad who's a womanizer, who's out here sleeping around doing left to right center. They don't necessarily speak about those people in glowing colors. They don't be like, oh, he was really present in my life. He was really invested. Oh yeah, the way he treated my mom and how happy she was, everything was fit. It's fine to want to go do your hedonism and fuck left, right, and center, but don't pretend like it's actually helping families.
And the reason,
but he's saying avoid family creation.
Well, he's talking from the frame of being a guy getting a lot of girls. And then if you decide you want to get a family down the road, you can always unsnip and then go ahead and go down the family route. I agree to a degree that you need to have sex with at least 50 girls as a guy. I've talked about that all the time. It's controversial.
At this point in your career, when
that's a lot of women. I'm in the 30s? Damn, I don't even want to put any more bodies on myself. It's just I don't see the benefits for us men so much as just accumulating bodies. I really don't. We're just dealing with 304s majority of the time. If these were all viable mates for marriage and everything, maybe, but there was no way I had 30 fucking viable mates for marriage. There was just no way, right? So it's just indulging in your hedonism and your fucking self-pleasure,
on the way up, focus on things that are going to help you move forward in life and become successful.
And get a surgery done that prevents you from having children.
Yeah, but you can always reverse it.
That's not like a lot of the times that shit messes up. That's not something you could just like hope that it's going to be okay.
Generally, most men can't control their urges, so what's going to happen is they're going to go fuck around and get somebody pregnant.
Becoming good fathers too. Just like we make fun of girls for prioritizing their careers and wanting to be girl bosses and wanting to build an empire, they're not prioritizing motherhood immediately. And then we're saying, men, ignore family creation, get a vasectomy so you could focus on getting rich, and then you'll be 40, you'll have all these and girls, and then start a family. Like, how are we building men to become good fathers if they've been only prioritizing success? If they have 100%. A dick surgery, how do they have the character that's going to lead a proper family?
So you're saying
because they've dealt with a bunch of hoes first, so they know what a good woman is.
So
I dealt with a bunch of hoes.
I knew what a good woman was with my mom. I didn't need to deal with hoes to know. I happened to have a good mom, right? I know not everybody does, but most people get good role models from their parents. Most people, right? So you have to go through 50 hoes to know if she's a hoe or not, or if to know how to tell what a hoe is. Like, just watch the content and you'll know what hoes look like, because you don't even have to go deal with them. Like, there's plenty of this content out now.
Hoes first, and I know what a good woman is.
No, you know what a bunch of hoes is.
Yeah.
I just wonder, all the guys out there who married women who weren't hoes or whatever the fuck it is, do you think they had to fuck a bunch of hoes to find that out? Or everybody who's in a relationship right now had to fuck some dirty broads to realize, like, oh, I now know what a decent person who's capable of being a wife is. Yeah. I had to fuck all these STD-ridden whores to find that out. I did. I had to go to the club and find the easiest, sloppiest, drunkest loser to be like, hey, I know I just got done busting inside you, but I think I realized you shouldn't be the mother of my kids. I think I'm ready. They gotta do that 49 more times, apparently.
No, that's not what he said.
But what's the priority then? Family or success?
It doesn't mean that you need to have kids young, but it shouldn't be a void family creation in your head. That's an important thing to think about when you're young too. How am I going to have the character? How am I going to have the maturity, the responsibility to become a good father when I am ready to do it? I'm telling guys, you should get rich as possible too, but you should also be working on like building your character and looking at how I'm going to raise my kids and how I'm going to be a good father.
No, I have friends now that their kids are 18. I am 36 going on 37. So when I graduated high school, and when these guys had their kids right at 18, their kids are full grown adults now. I tell them all the time, I envy them. Like, you have your kids, you have 2-3 kids now. You're at this age, they're almost fully grown. Like, you live the life that I wish I had. Why? Because at this age, now you get to focus on all these other things because you raise those kids. Now your wife can do whatever she wants to do. You can have a little less stress in life. You know, like, I envy that. I really do. Like, I was married for 12 years, but didn't have kids. I wish I would have had kids. I wish I would have had kids within that time. But there's the other side of things where, if I did have kids, I think it would be quite a battle with my ex for custody. I really do believe that. So,
if you're 40 and you have all these hoes and you have experience with hoes, is that going to make you a better father?
Nope.
Probably not. You'll just know how to avoid a bad woman. But it's not that you don't need to fuck 100 women to realize what a hoe is. Why not just understand that a lot of these women are unwifeable and then navigate around that instead, and just not spend your time and invest your energy into women that you don't even respect or like in the first.
I wish he would just look at all the women on the podcast beside him like these whores. Like, why would you constantly invite these soulless, most vapid, Instagram-hungry whore?
That would have been gold.
But I just say this, Sneako is preaching. No pun intended. And everything there is making sense. It's like, you think you're going to be a player your whole life, and then all of a sudden you're capable of doing a committed relationship. Like, trust me, most of the players I know who did that for a long time struggled tremendously trying to settle down.
I mean, I'm at that age. I have friends that live that life. They ain't settling down. They don't want to. They aren't even capable. Dude, they aren't even capable of like regular relationships. Like, tell you the truth.
Tremendously trying to settle down. And so all of us thinking like you got the skills for long-term relationships and you can figure it all out is going to be easy because you've been fucking this whole time. Like, what you do to be able to get women to sleep with you is not the same thing as what you do in order to get a woman to stay with you through a long-term relationship. Those things are completely different
things.
You're talking about different, but you'll notice that when these guys...
I mean, it's just like women. You can get a man to sleep with you, but it's a different story to keep the man. Same thing for men.
Talk about maintaining a relationship, all of their language...
Just men is a little bit harder for the first step to get them to sleep with you.
Is geared on how to get a woman to give you sex.
And oftentimes, what makes you gonna get a girl in the clubs and stuff like that, like the way these guys want to get girls, it's actually not attributes that people are looking for to form a family.
Nope.
That's not what they're looking for. That's not what's attractive in a family setting.
Nope.
They don't care about that.
Nope.
So none of these attributes are going to be like, yeah, he's able to get a lot of girls. That's not what they want to get with.
This video is brought to you by Surfshark.
No matter where I'm at, all right, whether it's in my house or use promo code AbaNPreach.
This was from what, a week ago?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Get on it.
So this was his tweet, right? It goes, and this was from what, a week ago? About a week ago. So the quickest path to becoming a high-value man. Number 1, don't get married. Avoid family creation. Vasectomy in your 20s. Lift consistently. Eliminate all sedations. Learn game and networking. Play to your strengths. Build wealth. Resist easing up on your focus. And it's the quickest path to becoming a high-value man. And I know that, you know, Sneako had some point of contention specifically with number 3, which is get a vasectomy in your 20s.
What is high-value man?
I think you
know what? I wasn't a big fan of Destiny when I first met him or first saw some of his stuff, but as he speaks and, you know, shares his insight in things, I start to agree with him a little bit more and more.
What he means in this context is being a guy that's like desirable to women and being attractive to women so that you'll be, I guess, a marketable sexual partner.
Well, but that doesn't make sense, right? Like, avoid family creation and get a vasectomy and like be attractive to men.
But no. It's because
women, right?
Again, like I said it before, I'll say it again because you're here. Given the context of what he's tweeting for this specific situation, it makes sense because he's saying, hey, these are the ways so that you don't fuck yourself up to ensure that you're going to be successful. He's retard proofing it.
But that is a pretty retarded advice because you're saying do this so that you become more attractive to women. So what's even the point of having a relationship with a woman if you can't have kids with her? Then you're just having an empty relationship just to fuck her for your whole life. And
no, he's saying to become high value, which means you make the choice. Do I want to do that or not? So he's giving you the choice to do that.
That's what don't you guys tweet?
I feel like Fresh and Fit, Red Pill, they push towards the situationship. They push towards men having rosters. They push towards never fully committing while you're on your grind. So the men that are doing this are creating all the situationships because these are somewhat valued men that are on their grind, but because Red Pill, Fresh and Fit, and how everybody tells them, no, just put your head down and grind, fuck these bitches, and never try to fake a family with them, and just grind. And it's like, that's the whole situationship, then the whole hookup culture is what you're perpetuating.
All the time about how
I just noticed that Fresh and Fit have the same lights as me. I have these particular lights on my background now.
Women are fucking disgusting that are freezing their eggs at like 20 and they're never gonna find out. Yes. And now you've got like guys that go to sperm clinics like, here you go, I'm never gonna be able to impregnate my wife because there's like a 30% reversal rate on this fucking surgery, but maybe in the future I can inject my fucking semen
all the time.
Yeah, like, it's like the same shit.
But notice, right, he has 2 points.
It's like a 90% reversal rate.
Yeah, actually.
Well, depending on how quick it is. Wait, for vasectomies?
Yeah, to get it reversed and be able to actually...
After like 10 years, it's like 30 to 50%.
Yeah, but
your 20s is 10 years. You're supposed to reverse it back within the 10 years.
Wait, hold on, wait. So you're gonna get a
10 years.
vasectomy at like, yeah, you're gonna get a vasectomy at 20, become high value by 23, and then get it reversed? Like what?
I mean, I want to say 23. You're being extreme as usual.
Well, he said your 20s. That's 10 years.
Yeah, but you can do it. But when you're 28, 29,
Yo, nigga, I'm asleep. You know what this man thinks? He thinks as long as you don't hit the 10-year mark, nigga, you made it. No. It's not like The surgery
works, man.
It's not like you get to 10 years, all of a sudden now you can't snip your balls anymore because
Oh my God, what's the expiry date on my dick? That's not how it works.
it's that from 0 to 10 years, it gradually reduces the odds of you being
That's
reserves.
not how any of this works.
So the longer it goes on, the less fertility you have. It's not like I got to 8 years. Okay, I made it before. No, that's not how it works. So instead of it being a 30% chance, maybe it's a 45 or 50 at 8 years. You don't know. All these things are variables. So the question is, if your audience is looking at this and you're supposed to tell them, okay, guys, get a vasectomy so you can be a high value man, you should also tell them, if you go through this vasectomy, there's a 50% chance that you may not be able to ever have kids again. Is that something you're willing to risk?
Yo, these motherfuckers are never gonna do that shit.
No.
They talking that shit, then they would never do that. 1, 2. Would you cross the street if you have 45% chance of making it alive the other side?
Fuck no.
45% chance. Those odds are not good. I don't know if you understand odds. That's not good.
Heads kids, tails not. You're gonna have kids. I was nervous there for a second.
And that was a coin.
So 9 years, what is it, 45% chance of reversal? Bro, you're not going to have kids anymore.
You're sterilizing half your audience. That's just wild to me.
Hold on.
Pretty much.
Notice he had 2 points there. He said, 1, avoid what? Family creation. And 3, vasectomy 20s. You can choose what you want to do. Apply what you need to apply. He's just saying you could do either or.
Okay.
No, he's
I'm
not.
just saying, I'm worried that
It's funny, when I go to the groceries,
Nah, when you list it from 1 to 7, you kind of supposed to go through all the steps.
my girl gave me a list, and she's like, she wanted the ginger and she wanted broccoli. And she really meant either or. No, she meant both.
Yeah,
Shit, it's the list.
It's a list.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a list.
Yo, that shit the weird.
On the list, it said lift consistently. Is that also an option?
That shit away.
I don't know. He's just. I get it though. At the end of the day, I think Raul Tomasi for them is a friend of the show, and they want to defend him. So even if they sound irrational, right, which they always critique women for being, it doesn't really matter because they're being loyal. So as long as you sound neurotic for your friends, it's acceptable.
Yeah, exactly.
on that list, he's got 2 things, okay, about your dick, okay, about avoid family creation, get a vasectomy. Is there anything on that list about like just avoid women,
but
avoid temptation?
Hold on. We know as men, we want women no matter what. But whether we want to abstain or be monk mode, it doesn't matter. However, question for you guys on the panel. If you had a kid, be honest here, would you be where you're at right now?
Destiny had a kid in his early 20s.
Yeah. No. Well, oh, you did?
Yeah, he had a kid in his early 20s.
How do you know?
Why not just like use protection?
Yeah, see,
that's a good point. And he said avoid what? Family creation, which means use a condom too.
No, it doesn't. It says get a vasectomy. That was the advice. Stop trying to. You're coping,
That's
bro.
number 3. Number 2 says avoid what?
The hypocritical part about it is that we make fun of girls all the time for not controlling their sexual urges and being hoes all the time. Like, she belongs to the streets, all this stuff. You tell guys that they're losers if they don't go to the gym. They're losers if they play video games. You're a loser if you smoke weed. You're a loser if you watch sports. You need to exercise discipline. But when it comes to girls, oh shit, get a vasectomy.
I mean, I do agree with the sports thing. Like, all my friends watch sports. I'm not saying you're a loser if you watch sports, but it's just one of those things that just doesn't really progress anything.
Because you can't control yourself. Because
playing sports is different.
You're not capable of exercising discipline. Why do you have to be disciplined in every single aspect of life? Networking, success, all this stuff, watching sports, playing video games. You need to be on your stuff. But for women, nut inside girls after getting a transgender surgery.
See, we didn't quite lose Sneako there. We didn't quite lose him. He's still there. They're still there. He's still there.
That's funny. He said,
We heard what he said. We heard what he said. Shit.
That's the one thing you can't be disciplined in.
Sneako, what did number 2 say? Avoid family creation. It could be condom or plan B, but he just saying to be extra
another
careful.
form of contraception is what it is, basically.
But he didn't say that, and that's not a good form of contraception because it's not supposed to be reversed. That's what the doctor tells you when you get a vasectomy surgery. It's like, you cannot expect this to be reversed. That you shouldn't go into that thinking that you're going to reverse it. And also, a better advice, instead of saying never fuck again, maybe for the women that I do have sex with, prepare that she could be the mother of your children.
I agree with them.
Maybe don't spend spend time with hoes all the time thinking I need to fuck 50 girls so I understand feminists and how retarded they are. Maybe just don't fuck them. Maybe fuck women that you can see yourself having a family with.
When you first hold on, that's a very good
You won't
point.
be able to detect that though.
That's
Exactly.
solid
You need
advice.
experience.
You need experience, bro.
How
How
would
do
you
you
know?
wait? No. How do you need experience? What does that mean?
How would you know what's good for you if you never had it?
The red pill advice is you need 50 bodies.
I want to open this one up.
Let's go.
Do you think you need to fuck a girl to tell if she's like family material?
No. We're saying experience-wise.
What does experience mean?
No. Dating, courting, having that one-on-one experience. Okay, she likes this. She doesn't like this. This is weird. This doesn't work. I can tell from experience what works.
Wait,
now,
what does any of that have?
I'll defend Fresh and Fit a little bit on this one. Like, yes, you do need experience because if you don't have experience, you latch on to a particular person that might not be the best for you, and you have that scarcity mindset. So if you once you get with someone, you're like, oh, this is the person. I probably can't do better than that. That usually puts you in a bad position. So I do agree that somewhat experience helps you out, but you don't need to be running through hoes or anything. Just saying, like, you know, when you've only had one, it's very hard. If you had a few, you have a little bit better gauge. It's all. You don't have to go through 50 to get a good gauge, but you need to go through at least a few.
Have to do with fucking?
no,
Or...
hold on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Now adding in
Fucking doesn't matter. It's just dating and getting to know a person. I wasn't mentioning fucking.
sex, you can understand. Okay, once this point has passed, I can see who she really is. Remember, people put on front at the very beginning.
Yo, other than sex, there's some things that are more telling of who the person really is. Okay? 1, watch who they are when they drive. 2, try to put a IKEA furniture together. 3, go on a trip with that person. That's how you see how really someone is. 4, go to a restaurant. See how they treat someone that they have power over and can do nothing for them. There's other things in life more than fucking that you're gonna be able to do.
I don't like fucking has nothing to do with it. Like, you can't tell if a person's a good mother. You can't tell if they're gonna be a good mate in any way or a good wife just through fucking. Like, that's nothing.
That's gonna be tell sign of what the person is. As a matter of fact, I can tell you, a lot of people I've seen in toxic relationship was staying because the pussy or the dick was good. I had nothing to do with how they were, because how they were was really garbage, was trash. They were garbage human beings. He don't like when I say that. I'm gonna tell you, I know them people. Garbage human beings. But the people stay because the sex was good. So the sex thing really is something on the side. It doesn't tell you how the person is.
I'll go a step further.
Oh, go ahead, step on.
I don't think sex tells you much about a woman.
No, it really doesn't.
I think it does tell you something about a man, though. Because the people who I see switch up after sex are generally dudes. Because
yes,
once they get the women right now, I know they in the comments being like, okay,
yes,
you all know, you all know why? Because I've changed ever since.
You changed up,
and women always complain. Everything was great. Then we slept together. I was like, yeah, because sometimes they only in it for that. So I'm just saying. Generally, with the women, what ends up happening is that they just become more into you. That's it.
Yeah,
that's really it.
Yep.
Yup. I'll be honest with you. I've talked to a lot of guys, and all they ever say after sex with women is like, she became more attached. That's it. It has nothing
literally 100%
to do with whether or not she's wife material or marriage material. It's just that. But ask ladies. Ladies have definitely said with a dude that noticed his behavior changed afterwards, or he became more distant, or he stopped responding to calls all of a sudden. So, no. I think the reality is, they're framing this as like, oh, you need to bang her to really see who she is. That is one of the dumbest ways to get to know someone. You want to know? You're going to have to spend some time observing her in all the areas. Hey, even when you live together, you're going to learn who that person really is.
Before you live together, go on a trip together, plan some things together, see how you communicate with each.
Preach is preaching. Going on a trip together. planning a trip, like a drive or like flying somewhere, you actually that really shows you a person.
That's how you is. And after that, from whenever things go bad, see how you're gonna grow from that and make it not happen again. That's what you're gonna see. Fucking ain't gonna be the one. But yeah, sure, experience, as you say.
Let's go. Mind you, Myron's never been in a relationship.
How many stories do you hear of husbands who are like, my
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
wife used to blow me every single day, and then as soon as we got married, all the sex stopped. Or we have dead bedrooms now. We were super active our first year, but that is absolutely not true. Sex.
What?
No, he's saying the shit.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, she preaching?
He preach it.
She.
I don't even know.
No, it's just because I don't like the idea of a man just denying a woman her due credit. So just let it happen. Okay.
Absolutely changed.
Just let it happen.
You got married. For you guys, you can probably tell just by looking at their Instagrams. Isn't that what you guys are like professionals at? Is picking out who's based on their Instagram pictures? You're telling me you have to f through like 30 women to find a good, like, how many conservative men, like if we brought in like real conservative men who have strong families, how many of them are like, yeah, I had to fuck 25 bitches when I was in college or to find the love of my life right now that can take care of my kids. That's a wild statement. If you want to fuck, that's fine. But don't pretend you're doing it for this fucking altruistic purpose of finding a good mom.
And I also want you guys to appreciate, y'all notice these red pill dudes say all this goofy shit, but none of them seem to have stable families or marriages. You know what I mean? Like, vast majority of them don't seem to have their shit together.
Or when they do, it's always what they're preaching against.
Is it like, what, if she throws it back doggy, she'd probably take the kids like out to the park every day? Like, what does that even mean? Like,
so this is why. Right?
Okay.
There's a bunch of reasons why I tell guys they need to get sexual experience with women. Number one, you need to get an abundance mindset. Okay. A lot of guys get with girls out of necessity and a scarcity mindset. First girl
I agree with this particular statement, yes.
touches their pee-pee, oh, I want to commit to you. So that's a problem because you're not going ahead and getting with the girl from a position of choice. You're getting with her from a position of necessity and scarcity. That completely changes the dynamics of the relationship, and that's going to put her in the leverage position. That's number one. Number two.
What do you think about this whole leverage thing?
I agree with this.
Yo, that's
I actually
toxic,
agree with
but,
this.
You know, a man cannot say another man that he's toxic. That's whack. It's whack.
What do you think about it?
A leverage, that's not a relationship. That's not the definition of a relationship. That's just fucking there's one side of this lacking. Like this, I gotta have this leverage. Oh, you're calculating leverage? And what grade are we?
Well, I'm not talking about the leverage part, but I guess the more on the just having choices and knowing that you can get someone else, or not thinking that this is your only choice because yes, this is the only person you can get. That scarcity mindset is a deal.
Yeah, fucking junior high.
What do you mean?
The leverage. This shit that we used to do. Yo, don't call him now. Call him later, cause he needs to think that. That's some shit that we used to do back then when we were in junior high. That's what this shit was. That's what this shit is. That's what this shit is. That's some High School Musical shit. Okay. You know what? You cannot call him.
I'll agree and disagree. It is very high school shit, but it also still relates to adult relationships too.
Now, cause now it's gonna mean that you're too much and that's that shit. And now you're gonna keep doing that shit as an adult? Nah, B. Ain't nobody got time like that. Like for real, when you realize at some age, people ain't got time like that. People don't have that time. People don't really have to have a leverage. I gotta care less than she does, cause then I'm gonna have leverage and I'm gonna have power. Man,
I'm just curious, guys.
I totally understand where he's coming from. That's just the desperateness of men. Like if you're a desperate man and you finally get a wife or you get a woman to give you attention, you're gonna attach to that. Doesn't matter if that person is a good person or not. I'm
just curious, guys. If you heard the girl that you were interested talking like that, I gotta have leverage over him. How would you guys feel, and would you guys maintain interest? Vice versa, ladies. If you heard that a man wanted to maintain leverage over you and he had to care less, how would you guys feel? I'm actually curious what you were thought.
again, bro, you're taking
The caring less part.
That's exactly what the context was.
You're taking what he's saying and like applying it to the general masses. He's saying in this specific instance,
high
if
value.
you want to get your value up as quickly as possible.
And who is that advice for? Young men, not the guy who's already had 3 kids, who's 36. He's not going to decide I'm going to become a high value man like after having a family. You're targeting towards young men who are navigating life, taking advice from an older guy on the internet.
So Monday.
Okay. So this next part is when the guy who made that tweet comes in. I say we stop here and we cover this a different time.
Sure, we can cover this a different time.
All right. Let us know.
I'll cover the next one too. Actually, really, this is just such an interesting topic to me, and I love that the red pill is being railed against right now, and men are starting to have to really think for themselves of what's going on.